Hello, dear student. We are beginning one more chapter, chapter number 7, Glimpses of India. I hope before beginning the chapter, I would like to ask you about whether you are reading all the textbooks at home honestly and completing the exercises. So, about today's new chapter, that is Glimpses of India. This chapter, Glimpses of India, consists of three parts. One, A Baker from Goa by Lucio Rodriguez. Second, Kurg by Lokesh Abrol. And third one, Tea from Assam by Arup Kumar Datta. The first part, you can see this first part, The Baker from Goa, written by Lucio Rodriguez, is a pen portrait of a traditional Goan village baker or pader, who still has an important place in Goan culture, although the Portuguese have left India long back. So, this is what we are going to start with this particular chapter, that is the A Baker from Goa. This is the baker. You can see in the picture baker, how is the bakery doing, bakery product, and this particular bakers of Goa known as, what they are known as, pader. In old Portuguese days, the people of Goa ate loaves of bread. Now these loaves have disappeared, but their makers are still there. In Goan culture, you will find that the bread is eaten in great number and the makers are also there. The furnaces also exist there even now. The sound of the traditional baker's bamboo can still be heard. Someone of the family still carries this business. These bakers are known as pader in Goa even today. Baker, coming of the baker, when these bakers, they used to just go in the village and just selling their breads. The baker used to be the author's friend and guide. He used to author's friend and guide. He used to come twice a day. How many times in a day? Two times in a day. The sound of his bamboo woke the author and others from sleep. So he used to just bang that bamboo. The author used to run to him for bread bangles. Bread bangles, what do you call the bread bangles? You get the donuts and all, you can call it. Huh? Maid servants used to buy loaves and carry them inside the houses. Now the next part is delivering the loaves. Okay, the baker came with the jhang jhang sound of his bamboo staff. One hand supported the basket on his head, the other banged the bamboo on the ground. The baker would place the basket on the bamboo. The author and others would look into his basket. They would eat the loaves with hot tea, and after that they would not brush their teeth. What is that importance of bread? The baker was very important for all occasions. Marriages. Why this is important in Goa? Portuguese culture. Marriage gifts were meaningless without the sweet bread called bole. Sandwiches, cakes, and balenas were made with the bread. Baker's dress, as you know, the baker or the bread seller of the past had a peculiar dress. It was known as kabai. It was a single piece long frock. You can see just like an apron. It reached down to the knees. It is similar to half pants of today. So you can see that the baker of a happy family for baker now. we are talking about. A baker usually collected his bills at the end of the month. Baking was a profitable profession in the olden days. The baker and his family never starved. Their fat bodies showed that they were happy and were not poor. So you will find that they were happy people and they were not poor, because at least they used to get something to eat, because bread is always available at home of these bakers. So in this way, we have just completed the first part, A Baker from Goa, written by Lucio Rodriguez. Children, just go through this particular story and you will come to know about the peculiarity of this particular character called a pager or a baker. Now we are moving on to the next story. What is the title of the story is Kurg by Lokesh Abrol. Kurg is a coffee country famous for its rainforests and spices. You can see that in this particular story of Kurg, very interesting, and it is this particular district, Kodagu district, is covered with rainforest, and you can see that the traditional Kurgi dress, in the picture you can see traditional Kurgi dress is owned by a Kurgi people. Just I would like to just give you something about the author information, and then we'll move on to the story. About the author, Lokesh Abrol is a renowned doctor by profession. He established doctor by profession. He established the first multi-specialty hospital in the private sector in Gurgaon. He is also a social worker. Lokesh Abrol is also an established writer. The present essay on Kurg highlights his sharp observation and the ability for a graphic description of the wonderful land called Kurg. So we are moving on to the introduction of the particular story. The lesson gives us a beautiful insight. That is the introduction insight of the smallest district of Karnataka and its people. The place has an amazing weather throughout the year with enough rain during the monsoon season. The people are known to be one of the bravest. What is that? The people are very brave people you will find here. The Kurgi people are very brave. Coffee is the main crop grown in this region. A variety of animals can be found here, while the place is surrounded by beautiful Brahmagiri hills, islands and Tibetan settlements. You can see that down. I have given one picture here in the presentation. What are these? Can you identify this? These are the coffee beans of Kurg. And now I am moving on to the summary. Kurg is a place so beautiful that it seems like a piece of heaven has drifted away from God's kingdom and has settled on the earth. It is somewhere between Mysore and Mangalore. It is an area with low hills of unequal height. The men are brave warriors. The Kurgi men are brave warriors. The women of Kurg are pretty. The place has a variety of wild animals too. Also known as Kodagu, it is one of the smallest districts of Karnataka. 30% of the area of Kurg is covered with evergreen rainforest, and the place receives rain for most part of the year, especially during the monsoon season. The period from September to March is ideal for visiting Kurg. So if you happen to go to this particular area, very beautiful for scenic beauty, September to March is the ideal period for just visiting Kurg. Okay, so you can see that the beautiful landscape and the coffee plantation there. The weather is pleasant and there is some rain which makes it worthwhile. The air is filled with the strong fragrance of coffee due to the abundant coffee plantations. You can see the coffee plantations and beautiful landscape. The people of Coorg are believed to be of Greek or Arabic origin and are generally ferocious. Ferocious, the meaning of ferocious here, very, very dangerous people, very, very brave. Okay, brave. Okay. This theory came into being because of their dressing style. Very, very unusual dressing style you will find of these people. They are generally seen wearing long black coat with embroidered vest belt known as kufiya. Kufiya is similar to the kufiya worn by Arabs and Kurds. It is also rumored that some people of Alexander's army could not return to their homeland and so settled here while returning from south. So there is one small story also related to these people because of the Alexander War. The people of Cook marry each other and their cultures as well as rituals are very different from the ones followed by Hindus. The people are very welcoming and warm in nature. They are always ready to entertain with stories of their ancestors. They are known to be independent, courageous, and brave, which is evident from the fact that the Cook regiment in the Indian Army, which is very, very important, as many regiments are available in the Indian Army. Cook regiment is also has very, very important place in the Indian Army, has received the maximum number of awards of bravery because of their brave nature. The first chief of the Indian Army named General Karyappa belonged to Coorg. So General Karyappa belonged to Coorg. Also, these are the only people permitted to carry firearms freely, unlike others who need a license. This shows that the Coorgis are reliable too. The evergreen forest and hills of Coorg provides water to River Kaveri. Here, what river is flowing here? River Kaveri is flowing in this particular area. A major river in South India, a large freshwater fish called Mysir is found in these waters and is looked for by the birds. Squirrels, langurs play in these waters by throwing half-eaten fruits, whereas elephants enjoy bathing in it. So you can see that the beautiful landscape with the different types of animals are also enjoying in the river water. The tourists who visit Coorg to relax in the natural beauty of the place also get attracted towards the various adventure sports activities available like river rafting, canoeing, rappelling, rock climbing, and mountain climbing. The hills have various paths formed by footsteps of walkers who trek there. While taking a walk in their region, one may find a variety of animals around them. Birds, bees, and butterflies fly around you while squirrels and langurs keep an eye on you from the trees. Wild elephants can also be found in Coorg. So this is what the beautiful picturesque description of this particular second story, that is the Coorg. So it is a very, very beautiful place to visit, and I hope that you will take up this particular chance to visit Coorg area in Karnataka. Now, children, we are moving on to the third and the last part of this particular chapter is the tea from Assam. Here is the one last story. Pranjal, a youngster from Assam. What is the character here? Pranjal is a youngster from Assam. He is Rajveer's classmate at school in Delhi. Pranjal's father is the manager of a tea garden in the Upper Assam, and Pranjal has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. So you can see in the picture of the tea garden now below. So beautiful tea garden where women are picking the trees. The scene is set on a train station where a tea vendor. What is the scene here in this story? Train station where a tea vendor asks two friends if they would like to buy some freshly made hot tea. They decide to have 2 cups of tea, joining almost everyone else in their compartment. With this, Pranjal highlights the fact, what is the highlighting the fact that almost 80 crore cups of tea are consumed every day throughout the world. How many? 80 crore cups of tea is consumed, while Rajveer remains surprised on listening to it. Indeed, tea is a popular beverage all over the world. The train pulled out of the station. Pranjal buried his nose in his detective book again. Rajveer too was an ardent fan of detective stories, but at the moment he was keener on looking at the beautiful scenery. It was green, green everywhere. Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. Then the soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. It was a magnificent view. Children, as soon as the train started moving, Pranjal got engaged in reading his detective book again. Both the friends were huge fans of detective books, but Rajveer chose to look at the scenic beauty at the moment. So, children, you have to keep on reading the story. Before visiting the tea country, Rajveer read a lot about tea and how it was discovered. There were numerous theories. You might have also heard about the Chinese story, how it was discovered, and one of which was about Chinese emperor, as I have told you just now, who had a habit of drinking boiled water. Once upon a time, when he was boiling that water, few leaves from fell into it and it tasted delicious. It is said that those leaves were tea leaves. On being asked by Pranjal, Rajveer told another story about an Indian legend named Bodhidharma. He was a Buddhist monk who had cut his eyelids because he used to feel sleepy while meditating. Eventually, tea plants grew out of its eyelids, which, upon consuming after boiling with water, helped in getting rid of sleep. Further, Rajveer highlighted a few facts that stated that tea dates back to 2700 BC and was first consumed in China. All such words such as chai and chini have originated from Chinese language. Tea was introduced to Europe quite late in the 16th century, where it was considered to have medicinal properties. You can see I have given here one map how the train is moving here. The Indian Railways train map, how it is going from Guwahati to Dibrugarh. So you can see also that will also help you to understand this particular train journey taken by Pranjal and Rajveer. The train had stopped and the boys reached their destination, where they gathered their luggage and deboarded the train, only to find a platform that was too crowded. Pranjal's parents had come to receive them. After almost an hour, They reach Dekiabari, Pranjal's tea garden after taking a turn and making their way through a cattle breach. So in this way, they are proceeding towards now their father's place now. On their way to the fields, Pranjal's father gave way to a tractor that was loaded with tea leaves. On seeing this, Rajveer flaunts his knowledge by mentioning that this is the second sprouting period of the year that lasts from May to July and gives excellent yield. Pranjal's father, who seems impressed, replies that he seems to have done a lot of research before coming. Pranjal, who was excited about learning more about amazing beverage showed his intention for the same. And in this way, they reach at the garden now, the tea garden, and later on the place to Rajveer's place. And in this particular story, children, you will find that the beautiful description of the Assam's tea garden, okay, and where you can just go and visit the tea gardens and enjoy with the tea, and you can also have beautiful and very strong cup of tea. So here we are going to just finish this particular chapter. Thanks for listening, and I hope that you will be just completing all the exercises given at the end of the chapter. Okay, and this or these exercises will be completed by you in your classwork, so that whenever we will meet in the class, I will just check all the answers in your classwork. Thank you. Bye bye.